Our topic today, I actually was rereading it and I thought this, I don't know, maybe is a little misleading when I labeled it understanding. But when you read the little excerpt, we're kind of talking about the understanding of perception, is really, it should be expanded to that. And so we're going to talk about the kind of the chains that we've put on ourselves and maybe how we've moved through those, how we've recognized them and kind of come out the other side, or maybe we're just noticing them now because always we're learning and growing. I don't know if anybody's ever heard that story of the baby elephant who was chained as a baby elephant with just one of its legs. And as a baby elephant, it wasn't very strong, so it couldn't pull that. But as that elephant grew, it was stronger and stronger and could have easily broken the chain. But because of the mindset that it learned as a baby, that it couldn't escape from that, it became its own prison because it was in its mind that it couldn't run away from this. It couldn't move from that chain when it was chained with its just one leg. Have you ever heard of that kind of story before? No. Yeah. So we do that to ourselves. We create our own prisons by sometimes something that we learned when we were younger, and then we never question it. We never expand from that. We never push those limits, so to speak, and the illusion of those limits. So we're going to explore that a little bit this morning and the energy of that, of the illusion of limits and understanding our perceptions. So I'd love to dive in with you this morning. And if you aren't already muted, feel free to do that. And if you'd like to turn off your camera, go right ahead. So let's begin by grounding ourselves. Just sitting comfortably and feeling the support of the ground beneath you, the chair, the bed. Allow yourself to just kind of stretch your spine a little to one side if you can, and then to the other, and close your eyes when you're ready. And just take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, begin to let go of any tension, allowing yourself to just settle into your seat even more, feeling the gentleness, the gravity of your body being fully supported by the earth. And imagine yourself as a bird in a cage and picture the bars around you. How do they feel? And maybe not so much that you're reaching out and touching them, but just looking at having bars around you. What does that feel like to you? And maybe you can take a moment and turn internally and notice any areas where you might feel tight or restricted. It could be in your shoulders, your chest, or your stomach. Places where we tend to hold that tension when we feel confined or limited. And just notice what sense you have with it. Maybe it's a sense of heaviness or a sense of tightness or contraction. And just notice it without judgment, because this kind of response happens deep in our brain, deep in our amygdala, which is this little almond shape in the center of our brain. And it's part of our primal brain. So it's really natural. It's our survival. So if you can soften, recognizing that that contraction is because we have a natural sense to survive. If we can give a little comfort or give a little compassion, we might notice that that starts to soften and loosen up. And this is just preparing ourselves to experience the freedom that lies just beyond the limits of survival. So as we continue to breathe, begin to imagine that the bars are slowly fading away. Within each inhale, the bars become thinner. And with each exhale, they actually start to get transparent and dissolve further. So allow yourself to do some breathing and continue to let them disappear at their own pace. And as the cage disappears, begin to feel your body. There might be a lightness that's starting to show up. That softening, allowing a more openness. And at minimum, visualize yourself spreading your wings. But if you're able to and want to, you can actually physically, with your arms, spread your wings if you'd like. And just feel the air under them as you stretch and expand and open up. Maybe you raise them all the way up to the ceiling. Maybe they're out to the side or at an angle. Whatever it feels best to you. And on your next in breath, just notice where you feel this sense of freedom in your body. Perhaps it's your chest, your arms, or even just in your breath. And of course, relax your arms down when it feels right to you. Or if it feels really invigorating, keep them up. There's no wrong way. But just allow this feeling, maybe of lightness or expansion, to fill your whole body. Maybe you even notice a smile creeping up on you because you're no longer confined. You can feel the spaciousness around you. How that opens you up to endless possibilities that exist now that you are free to explore beyond your previous limits. Take a moment to just savor this experience. As you feel this, is there something that comes to you? Is there a message in this? Maybe a word or a few words that you hear in your mind that tells you something. And if this new freedom feels unfamiliar or a little bit shaky, that's okay. It's natural to feel unsteady when we step into a space of new possibility. But remember, if we come back to being a bird, the sky is always there to support you, just like you are supported in this moment. So, how does it feel to be free from the limitations of the cage? How does it feel to have that space to soar into the vast sky, exploring new heights and new horizons? Can you feel the confidence of being able to fly? And if you can't, Can you imagine building up to that, building that confidence to take a different step, which might mean flapping your wings or catching a drift to let yourself soar? Freedom in our inner world is the highest value. It really makes everything else possible. And it's a gift, and it's given to you in every moment, even when we don't think we have it. And when we embrace that sense of openness, we can bring curiosity and we can bring lightness and joy into our lives. So, part of this meditation and visualization is to remind you that you always have the power to release the limits that you perceive, to spread your wings, and to explore the endless possibilities within you. So take a final deep breath in, feel the air of freedom around you. And as you exhale, feel this sense of freedom in your body, the experience of the lightness, and to know that possibility is always yours. So before you open your eyes, just take a moment to reflect on your experience. How does it feel to let go of the illusion of limits? And how does your body feel now, having explored the sense of freedom and expansion? Go ahead and take a moment and jot down any notes of your experience. Maybe it's the words that came up for you. Maybe it was the hesitation. And you can ask yourself, what is that? Be curious instead of judgmental. And when you're ready, come on back and join me. And good morning, Carrie. It's lovely to have you with us again.